The PREVENT strategy, right from its inception, has been extremely Islamophobic. PREVENT was designed for the Muslim community in the first place. And then gradually, as PREVENT evolved and it faced a number of concerns about how Islamophobic it was, it started to expand its reach and say that it also targets other groups. Numerous freedom of information requests have been denied. And what has happened recently is, as part of the People's Review of PREVENT, where we're looking at PREVENT as a whole and we're reviewing it because we don't trust the UK government to actually review PREVENT using William Shawcross, who has said some very publicly and openly discriminatory things about Muslims. We believe that this isn't done by accident, but unfortunately, when we ask them, because this was one of the questions in the FOI, how have you determined each local authority? They're refusing to tell us. So in the absence of them telling us, we've gone on what we know was the fact previously, and what we can see just based on statistics, that it must be due to high Muslim population areas, and therefore they're assuming that if there's an area with high number of Muslims, then that area is going to be more vulnerable to people going into terrorism, which we know has never been proven. Ultimately, what the People's Review of PREVENT is showing is that after more than a decade of research and evidence, there isn't actually any evidence to show that the UK PREVENT strategy is doing anything to help stop terrorism. So actually the entire basis right from the bottom is completely flawed. So in 2015, there was a lot of talk about British values and how people had to assimilate to these British values. And that instantly put Muslims in a category that, like, even if you're second generation, third generation Muslim, British Muslim, in the UK, that somehow you didn't quite fit in. You might, because you're Muslim, you might not understand British values. You know, you need to go and learn them, rather than if you're non-Muslim and you were born here, automatically, of course, you would know your British values. That is the kind of assumption that the government's put on. And what that's done is it's divided the communities. It's divided, Muslim and non-Muslim communities to almost pit each other against each other in that sense, to look at Muslims and think, well, you have some learning to do. You don't know how to fully be British. You need to learn it at school. So by them putting that onus on Muslims to say, you need to be more British, and here is the way you need to be more British in order for you. And if you're more British, then you'll be less likely to be a terrorist. That actually causes division and it causes discrimination.